Hello, everybody. This is Tyler Vorseth here, and welcome back to the Caves of Kaliya. Caves of Kaliya. A maze level with the boss at the end. Right. And the last stage of India. Right. Okay. Well, guess what? I'm having cookies for lunch. Alright. So Caves of Kaliya starts you off at the beginning of a large multi-stored maze. The end is pretty simple and linear, but at the beginning you are presented with two paths, left or right. Caves of Kaliya can be thought of as a weird rectangular prism, with three main levels and 4 or 5 main sections before going to the linear paths below. The caves don't really offer much in either path, but the left path should be taken, even though you lose some health. For this video review, I will go over the map in a way that makes sense and follows along. We take the right path to a crawl space, then we get up, boulder chases us, we go down 2 ramps. At the end of the chase, there is a space on our right and a space in front of us. After we dodge the boulder, we go left to the hallway to the halfway point where a boulder chases us, and we go left into a small space. We go where the boulder came from, which ramps up to a high crawl space leading to the roof level, northeast section. We are facing west, so then we can go left, forward, and right to encounter a snake just around the corner. We could go right all the way to a junction. Go east, north, west, and south to get shotgun shells. At that junction, we could go west, north, west, north, west to kill a snake and possibly get a small med pack. At that junction, we can also go west, north, west, and south to encounter a block. When you enter the area, you are in a temple with brick and cobblestone floors. You should follow the brick because it leads you to the way out. When you start out, you could go northwest, northwest, and encounter a block which is pushed to the end. And also a junction behind the block, which has 2 choices. One of them is the brick path. You can go south to a dead end or north to the way out. The north path has a dead end on the east extension, but on the west extension it leads south down to another part of the temple. Or it could lead to a west path that leads to a dead end south path, and a north path that leads to the first floor northwest section. Where the block was, there is a south path that could lead east and north to go to a prior area, and is a way to get past the block when it is pushed. Also, south of the block, you can go west, south, west, or west, south, east, and find the dead end. Or you could go west, all the way to the end. South, then east to find another dead end. We are at the first floor northwest sections. So we go east, south, west, south through a crawl area. East all the way or halfway to get nothing from the left path. Then we go to northeast, northeast to a square room with flares on one side of a hole and a save crystal over the hole, which is the end of the maze. The left path begins by going west, then north. Then you have two dead ends on the east, all the way to the east, and east, then north. So you go north to the left of the dead ends, then reach a dead end if you go north all the way. If you go east before the dead end, you crawl, go north and west of it to find a snake. If you go west before the dead end, north, then east, you can find oozy clips. You encounter crawl spaces before the oozy clips and before the northwest exit out of the southwest first floor section. Before the north dead end, you could go west, south through a crawl space to go southwest to the end. South to kill a snake, north then west to get flares, then north all the way to a dead end, or north then east to another dead end. You go south, east through a crawl space at the end, north, then through a crawl space to a lower level, and to the southwest section bottom floor. You then go north, west, south through a crawl space, east through a crawl space to a dead end, or south through the crawl space and out of it to the end. Then you go west, north to a dead end, or south, west, south all the way west to encounter a crawl space area. Then you go east, north, west, south, west to encounter a dead end. Then you go east, north, all the way to encounter the right path, east, north, east to the square room with flares and a save crystal by a square hole. The northwest and southwest sections throughout the levels have vegetative plant paths on the ground leading to the exit. Non-vegetated dirt paths leading to dangers / goodies, a green path leading to whatever dead ends. Music that causes anxiety is used when you get the save crystal over the square hole because it leads to a trap tunnel. The hole has ramped edges and a way to enter the trap tunnel, which is at the center of the hole at the backboard of the hole. You run north while a boulder chases you and a cobra west and east of you in 5 rows. Try to strike you. You eventually get to the north edge, go into a crawl space on your east immediately and make it out on the other side. The entire trap tunnel is pitch black unless you are by the crawl space. Then it is green and lit. The trap tunnel is pitch black with a cobblestone floor with temple ladies in stone on the walls. The crawl space goes east and north till it opens, then down a slope to a small med pack and a save crystal. The ramp ahead leads to the final area, which is an arena for the upcoming boss fight with Tony. You will have 25 to 36 shotgun shells depending on your exploration, secrets, and conservation of ammo. I recommend fighting Tony with the shotgun that has conserved ammo. The area before Tony is a little dark and the arena has water reflecting light off the walls, like a swimming pool would do in real life. The arena fight with Tony starts with you sliding down a ramp, shooting a floating Tony above a platform behind him, a platform to the west of him, a platform to the east of him, and the platform you land on, which have bricks on them, and the walls are stone and have the Infada ruler on them. The ceiling has a hole up above that is closed. Tony waves his arms and the water between the platforms turns a pink-red color. I will call it fire oil water because that is what makes sense. The way he turns the water into pink-red water is by sending an explosion and ripples. The fight itself consists of him shooting fireballs from his hands at the ceiling walls, the fire splitting off and falling to the platforms below in little flames that could catch you on fire. And if you stop moving, he will blast a fireball at you, killing you. You go around the platforms in a circle. I like to go counterclockwise from the start. Shoot Tony when I turn and jump to another platform. Avoid flames and rinse and repeat till I have used about 15 shotgun shells. Then Tony explodes. Ripples go out in a red color in a ball that explodes out 3 times, and the Infada stone is revealed in the center platform. On the west platform is a small med pack, on the north platform is a grenade launcher, and on the east platform is grenades. When you get the Infada stone, you are presented with a 3D globe with 3 choices: Nevada, South Pacific Islands, and London. The music of the Tony boss fight is triumphant, and at the end of every level of the game, it is a well done track. The loading screenshot of India has an old map on the left, Laura looking at a slope to a temple, a monkey at the top right, a circle with India having a white dot and a red dot, which I assume is start white and end red. The Infada stone is a rough cone with a face at the end of it, and it is completely light green and it glows. There's an FMV that happens when you grab the stone, and it is the best one of the entire game. Lara Croft gets out of the dense jungle bushes, wades through the water, and finds a shaded boat waiting for her. She gets on and is greeted by Dr. Willard, who sees that Laura has the Infada artifact and wants to take a look at it. While he does so, he suggests that she look for the other artifacts, one in Nevada and one in the South Pacific Islands. She says no thanks. It also says she doesn't want to work with anyone else, but he tells her that he has the diary of Charles Darwin on one of his voyages on the HMS Beagle, and it gets Laura interested enough to read it. He scans the artifact when they meet and says that the artifact is giving similar power readings to the readings in Antarctica, and then hands the diary of Charles Darwin. When Laura reads the diary, we are in the perspective of Charles Darwin now. Charles Darwin is writing in his diary about how the voyage was long. This is 1834. Birdwatching is lousy. The expedition is an embarrassment. He has a fly land in his broth, looks up to see Antarctica, and gets his 4 companions in a boat to Antarctica. Especially because he wants to get food other than broth, also wants to find artifacts to make them extremely rich. It split the money between the 5 of them. They follow some wolf tracks to a snowy cave with icicles, also stalagmite icicles and stalactite icicles. There are some Polynesian tiki heads in the ice and an ice bridge leading to a cave. There is music used at this moment that is specialized for this moment. It is a more whimsically curious version of a Tomb Raider 4 song. Tuba Seth cutscene sliding in a tunnel part. That's the song I'm referencing. Charles Darwin has a flintlock in one hand and a lantern in the other, leading the group to an open part of the cave. In the center of the cave are 4 artifacts that are inscribed with white paint all over them. These 4 artifacts are the ones that are looked for in the game. We have one of them. There are some Polynesian wood statues that are carved and have scratch marks on them. Charles Darwin in red sees wolf tracks and follows them, while the dog is on top of the statue and strikes a companion below and bites his throat. Charles Darwin shoots the dog with a flintlock, carries the companion. The dog licks blood by the lantern, and Charles drops the guy. The ice bridge gives way. Charles falls. The dog is impaled on ice, and he slides down, breaks ice on the other end, and it pans to the companion dead with blood on his mouth and a dead stare. There's a cross with the dead guy's name, Paul Wallfield. They go back to London to tell the governor that Paul fell down a crevice instead of saying that he got bit by a wolf. Stephen was Charles' friend and was the only survivor to sell his artifact in London. His friends were killed, one in India, one in the South Pacific, and another in Nevada, while he sold his in London and survived. Laura says she will find the artifacts around the world and bring them to Dr. Willard in Antarctica. Rake is cool. Rating is a 9.3. Reasons: complicated maze with levels, sections, snakes, and strategic positions. Goodies in scarce places. Benefits to right or left paths. Loss of health in left path. Boulders on right path. Good context clues and ground patterns. Bricks, cobblestone, vegetated paths, green paths, non-vegetated dirt paths. Amazing FMV and boss fight tests being on your feet while you avoid fire. Pretty cool boss fight idea, and freedom to choose where to go on globe is brilliant. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, that's the Caves of Kaliya, and that's the finale for India levels. I think the India levels are basically a home run. They're really good. And in my opinion, the only levels that are extremely well done in the game are the India levels and the South Pacific Island levels. That's what I think now. But when I wrote this script, I thought that every part of the game was good except for London. So, yeah. Anyway, I will see you next time. This is Tyler Morse Without. Have a good day. Bye.